Who's that? Stop it! Stop it! You're gonna get it, bitch!
Oh, lighten up, Demon. You'll feel a lot better after you shit.
I feel a lot better when I'm out of here. This shit box is gross.
Well, you better watch out for the snakes that's gonna crawl up your ass. Ooh, baby. Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby.
Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. No matter how much I'd like or dislike this movie, that scene just always brings a smile to my face. Demon is definitely a bright spot in this movie. And Miguel Nunez, you're the man, brother. You are the man. Welcome back, FACCI'S Cinema. Continuing along my redo review series of the Friday the 13th franchise. I know they've been done to death. I know. But I wanted to do it a little bit different. Wanted to, give it a fair shake. Because when I started doing this, it was my first year doing YouTube. I did this and Halloween back to back. It was a terrible decision to do. But you live and you learn. So why not do it again and go over what I like about these movies in the good, the bad, and the judgment like I've done. In tonight's episode, I'm bringing on somebody who really, really enjoys this movie. He made this rockin' t-shirt right here that I bought. You guys know him as PIZOWELL. Piz, let's bring him to the screen right now. What's going on, brother? How are you?
You're going to get it, bitch.
You gotta get it, bitch.
I'm doing good. How are you?
Not bad, man. I'm glad that I rewatched this movie for sure because I wasn't the biggest fan. I'm really not, but I really, really enjoyed the rewatch, and I can see why people really do like this movie and have it pretty high in their franchise rankings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll get into it, but I mean,
Mhm.
it's just a fun movie, and I think it's it hits pretty much all the criteria I look for in just a good slasher movie. Forget about a Friday the 13th, just a good slasher movie.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe that's what I appreciated a little bit more this time. Obviously, the MPAA kind of, had their hands in it, as you can tell from some of the kills, or if
Mm-hmm.
not most
Mm-hmm.
of the kills, unfortunately. I don't, maybe you know this. I have the box set, but I've never opened it. Is there any of these kills in their full-on glory anywhere, or are they gone?
There's photos. There's photos out there of like the guy who gets the meat cleaver.
Mm-hmm.
There's photos, but as far as the footage, I think they must have destroyed it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Because that's crazy. Back in the 80s, man, they hacked everything. And nowadays, you can put whatever you want into movies for the most part. And They don't do nothing about it, but I guess
And
that's
what's so funny about the MPAA with A New Beginning? All that nudity, fine.
just
We're cool with that. But a couple of bloody kills, no. Nudity, yay. Special makeup effects, no.
and they like it raunchy, I guess. Just
I
not
guess.
bloody. I guess. Let me pull up the stat line for part 5. Critics gave this bad boy. I know Rotten Tomatoes isn't the be all, thing in the world, but I like to use it. 17% on Rotten Tomatoes from the critics. Audience 26%. So really not much better. Budget of $2.2 million, and it grossed $21.9 million. Directed by Danny Steinman. I saw that he was a porn director before this one, so good for him.
I mean, who would have thunk it?
I looked though. There's only one movie that I saw though.
Yeah, well, I think he brought that style of directing to A New Beginning.
Yeah.
According to a lot of the behind the scenes stories, he directed some of those scenes as if they were a porno. So
I can tell, and I guess he also directed Savage Streets, which I've heard of. I've seen the poster, but I've never seen the movie.
So good, so good. You should absolutely watch it. Such a fun, again, super sleazy, but revenge movie.
Okay,
great stuff.
I could picture the cover in my head. I was gonna buy the Steelbook a million times, but I just never pulled the trigger.
You should. It's great. I love it.
Also stars John Shepard as the new Tommy Jarvis, because obviously Corey Feldman could not be in this movie. He was doing the Goonies. Melanie Kinnaman and Miguel Nunez Jr. Not that he's a big part in the movie, but I had to. He's awesome.
One of the most memorable parts in the movie, though, for sure.
For sure. Okay, so the way we do these things, obviously, we talk about the good stuff, then we got to talk about the bad, and then we give our final judgment and our score of the movie. So first and foremost, we're going to talk about the good when it comes to part 5, A New Beginning, and I will let you kick us off with what you think is good about this movie.
Oh, geez. I mean, what is bad about it, to be honest, other than the MPAA, cutting out the kills? I can't think of anything that's bad about it. I mean, A New Beginning has the most memorable characters, not just of the Friday the 13th series, but of any horror franchise, of just about any horror movie. All the characters in that movie are just insane. Ethel, Junior, Demon, Violet. Like Tommy is the most normal character in it, and he's insane. But I love the characters. And one of my big criteria for a slasher is good characters I care about, characters that I don't want to see die. And the movie has, aside from the sleaziness, because it's the sleaziest of the Friday the 13th movies, hands down, and I love that about it too. It just has this dark sense of humor that just cracks. It doesn't matter how many times I've seen the movie, it cracks me up. When Ethel's yelling at Junior and calling him a big dildo, and fixing her slop, and and of course, the outhouse scene with Demon, everything with Demon, he's just got like a buffet of food inside his van. You want an egg roll, you want a slice of pizza, you want some, he's got a little bit of everything in that van. So the characters, the sleaze, and I think it's got some really great dialogue in it too. Again, all that with all of Ethel's dialogue is just so perfect. And look, it's got some of the most beautiful women in the entire series in it as well. And damn near every one of them gets naked. What's wrong? There's nothing wrong with that, right?
No.
So, I mean, Debbie Sue Voorhees is worth the price of admission alone.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. And this, even though the MPAA butchered it, I mean, we still have a lot of kills in that movie, and there's still some pretty graphic ones. I mean, the strap around that dude's head, that one's pretty that's
pretty sick.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty, and like the sounds the dude's making while the strap's tightening, like at least he had some fun before he checked out. At least he can say, he had a good time before he checked out. If you're gonna go, You know,
might as well get it in first.
exactly. I don't know. There's just something about that movie, like, and I'm sure there was a lot of drugs being ingested while making that movie. I've heard that there was a lot of drugs being ingested while making that movie, and the movie kind of has that sense to it too. Like there's some coke in there. There's some speed going on in there too. So, yeah, I love everything about A New Beginning. Even, like I like John Shepherd as Tommy Jarvis, even though he doesn't say much.
Yeah.
I think he's a memorable Tommy Jarvis without any dialogue, really any dialogue. So, the good for me is literally from opening frame to the end, and I could care less that it's not really Jason, it's the fake Jason. Who cares? Who cares?
That never bothered me. I mean, he was basically Jason. He did the same things. He was basically unstoppable. He just wore a Michael Myers coveralls and a bald cap. Other than that, same guy. Come on.
I like to think that Jace, the spirit of Jason, possessed him. That moment when he raises up the bloody sheet and he sees his poor Joey chopped to pieces and he looks up at the camera, that's when the spirit of Jason possessed him. So Jason was there technically. And Jason was in, we saw Jason in the movie in the opening. Yeah, in the, he's there. He's there too. So
this Jason looked, no, well, not the Roy, but the Jason that was in this movie looked pretty badass. From the moment when we see Corey Feldman and the two guys open up the casket, if you want to call it that, it's real. I mean, I don't know why they buried him, but I guess
they didn't bury him deep. You
like
know what I mean?
Like this big, that far down.
Yeah.
Fuck the 6 feet. They went like 6 inches. If that.
Exactly. Yeah, they're like, this Jason guy. Don't let's just put him in let's throw a coffin together and just cover him with dirt. He'll be all right.
Yep, he's not. That Jason looks great. I mean, I think that scene was filmed in Corey Feldman's backyard, real quick.
Danny Steinman said they filmed that in Feldman's backyard. How crazy is that? They just turned on a rain machine and we're in Feldman's backyard. Yeah, crazy.
He was doing the Goonies, and I don't blame him. I mean, the Goonies is fantastic, so I don't blame him one bit. But for me, I think, honestly, this kind of holds on to the remainder of the Friday the 13th feel that the first 4 had, because as the franchise goes along from here on out, it kind of shifts a little bit of gears, goes in multiple different directions. This one, not being at a camp, but still had the vibes of the original first 4 compared to where the franchise is going to go. So I think that definitely was a good aspect of it. And I definitely appreciate it a little bit more this time. And the changing of sceneries, we got the diner, we got the RV park, we got Ethel's house, we got the Institute of Mental Health. There's a lot of different locations, and I think they spend enough time, and you get to enjoy different scenery, at least compared to what we're usually getting.
Exactly. You got the 2 greaser guys out in the woods, just the 2 greaser. Like, what are they doing out there? Just the 2 of them, you know what I mean? Like, there's something going on there between those guys, I'm sure. You got Tom DeSimone, Lana. And of course the coke everywhere.
He's high, yeah.
He's super high, yeah. So yeah, that's a good point. They really kind of taking it away from just that camp setting and opening it up to other locations was, it's a good idea.
You got what do you say? Cloudy in the Valley.
Cloudy in the Valley. So I forget, and snow flurries, up your nose. Yeah.
Lana. Lana. Yeah. I don't. Like you said, they got the greasers. Like, obviously, that's just there to add some body count. Because what are they really doing?
But even them, I mean, their dialogue is hilarious. They're just hilarious. Like Steinman was like, "Oh man, we need another kill here." He probably did a line. He did a line and went, "Put some greasers out in the woods
for no reason."
Yeah, exactly.
They don't fit the scenery. They don't fit the woods, but they're there.
Just give him some crazy dialogue and kill him off. Well, and you got to like, the road flare in the mouth of that dude. Good stuff.
That's one of the best kills in the movie. I would have loved to see that one linger a little bit more. It probably would have been similar to the kill in Halloween Ends whenever he does the blowtorch in the throat.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty close. The teeth would crackle and shit. That was a good one.
That was a good one. Yeah.
And another thing that was good is they don't reveal Jason in this movie for at least an hour into the movie before you actually see him in the mask, in the outfit, which I never realized that watching this before. I just assumed, bam, we see him, but you don't. You see arms, legs, feet.
Well, they were trying to set it up as if Jason were really dead. And who is doing is Tommy doing, is Tommy snapped? And I think they really wanted you to think Tommy was, because he's seeing Jason everywhere, and he's clearly, he beats that one dude up in the chow hall or whatever. He gives him a good thumping too. So yeah, I think they definitely wanted to add like this murder mystery element to it, which for a Friday the 13th movie that's not the original a murder mystery, people are like, wait a minute, where's Jay? We're waiting for Jason to pop up. So when he does, it's like, oh well, there he is. And
then they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, he looks a little different. The mask is different, and he looks a little thinner. He's been dead. Maybe he was on the Atkins diet in the ground.
Yes.
I don't know. Getting chopped in the head will cause you to lose some weight, I guess.
It works. I did notice that though, like honestly, first couple of times I watch it, you get to the end scene when they're fighting in the barn, and then he falls over the edge, and the mask falls off, and they zoom in, and you're just like, who is that?
I can remember, watching it for the first time as a kid and really enjoying it because, all the different, like I loved everything that took place in the barn. Like, there's stuff that takes place in 3 in the barn, but like, I mean, they're upstairs in the barn, and like, I don't know, for some reason I thought it was really cool that a bunch of the movie took place in the barn. But I remember like, you see that, you're like, wait, who the hell is that? Like what? So yeah, I would love to be like to have been a fly on the wall, like opening weekend of that movie. And like when that happened, like the audience, I'm sure the audience in unison went,
who?
Yeah, like who the hell's that? Because they didn't really establish Roy all that much in the movie. You know what I mean? Like he's just kind of there, and he's gone, and then he's back, and then he's gone, and then you're like, oh, who is that guy? I have no idea.
You talking to me, Sheriff? Oh, I thought you were
exactly.
talking to me.
Yeah, I thought you're talking to me, Sheriff.
No, Roy, get the hell out of here.
Yeah, like maybe they should have added a scene of like Roy in the bar. He's like drinking, and like he stared at himself in the mirror across the bar, and he's just he's got one of those like Jack Nicholson in The Shining looks in his that might have been too obvious, but give Roy a little more.
Hey, at least in this one they show who the killer is if it's going to be a whodunit, unlike the original when we never get to see Mrs. Voorhees at all. So they at least did that and let us see who it is. Right. But I don't got a problem with Roy at all. I mean, he was breaking down doors and shit. He's doing nothing different.
Again, he's possessed by the spirit of Jason. He can break through those doors. He can take that whatever, that machinery that Reggie the Reckless was driving, that whatever it was, that little dump thing, he can take that and just get right back up. Yeah. So he got stabbed too.
Yeah.
He took a beating. Oh, he got chainsawed at one point too, I think, in his arm.
Yeah.
So yeah, he took quite a beating. Again, the spirit of Jason had possessed him, I think.
Couldn't be stopped until the bed of spikes went through his whole body.
The bed of spikes done him in. Once the mask flew off, that was Jason's spirit leaving him.
I wonder where he got the hockey mask. He went to the store.
Why? I think it's supposed to like it's something that he made himself.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what it's supposed to be. Because if you look at it, like the paint's kind of chipped off, and like one of the chevrons is kind of torn. And it's almost like there's all kinds of, people talk about the ghost chevron in the middle, like it's just a mask. It's a mask like from part 3 that he just kind of painted over, and then he did it he added his own flair to it.
Of course.
So that's I like to think he made it. I think that's kind of what they wanted to
Go with.
there. Yeah.
Oh, what's up, Nick? From Lost River Driving. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing
Yeah.
well, my good
What's
man.
up, Nick?
Yeah, that was somebody brought up in the chat. That is a good point. Obviously, Vic starts this whole shindig by, Joey just wanted to help out and give him a candy bar, and he wasn't having it.
Joey was just an innocent. He was just an innocent kid. He loved his chocolate. He wanted to help everybody. He wasn't very hygienic, He didn't wash his hands, but he just wanted to fit in. He wanted to feel like he was contributing in some way. And this guy axes him and chops him to bits for it. Poor guy.
And nothing ever happened to Vic. He got arrested.
Yeah. They should have there should have been a scene of Pam opens a car door and Vic is laying there like with his throat cut or something,
Like the other paramedic guy.
I like to think Roy got him. I
I would hope, since he's the reason and anybody else got killed.
Yeah.
So I mean, the only two people that were rude to Joey outside of Vic were the Violet and the other girl. But he chocolated up their laundry, so
he did. I mean,
just
yeah.
But just forget it.
Yeah.
You're really out of line.
Yeah. Oh, great stuff.
Why'd you piss them off, man?
Yeah.
Then they
just walk away, Joey. Just walk away.
And they zoom into Vic in the back of the cop car, and I was like, "Oh man, that's Jason right there."
Mm-hmm. And maybe I think maybe that was maybe they they wanted you to think maybe Vic escaped and maybe he's back there doing that. I mean, the whole murder mystery thing, I think that's what they were going for sure. But again, it's a Friday the 13th, so you're it's Jason. We're just not seeing all of Jason. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
What else? I think somebody else mentioned this has the most kills of any of these movies in the entire franchise. I believe.
Not the most. It was the most. It was the most kills, I think, up until 8.
Really?
And then 8 took it, and Jason X has the most kills now.
Well,
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess it did. I hope people aren't counting the space station blowing up, though. I don't.
Well, I mean, that's a big body count right there. Jason is indirect. Well, I mean, he'd get like a manslaughter beef on that one. I think. Not a direct murder one, like with everybody else. That'd be like a manslaughter, I think.
Involuntary manslaughter. He didn't mean to, but he did.
But he didn't care. It's like the more the merrier,
Yeah. So I guess you're right. Well, when it comes to not spaceships exploding in space stations,
also don't forget all the people who drowned on the cruise ship in Part 8.
Oh, wait. Oh yeah, I guess it did. It was flooding.
If we add that body count on, I mean, that's again, it's manslaughter probably, but it's still, we got to add it to the body count. I think. Yeah, I actually got into an argument with a guy in the comment section of a video I did where I said, well, if we add the poor kids who drowned in the boat, I mean, that body counts off. They're like, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. And I was like, it counted to their friends and family, I'm sure.
It did. They didn't make it home safe from that cruise. You know what I mean?
They didn't. Nope.
Also, partly to the bad decision by the teachers who put them in the bottom of the boat. And
you know what? Yeah, I like to think it was the the principal is the true villain of that movie. So when Jason dumps him in that sludge, we're getting too in deep here on Part 8. You've got somebody I'm sure lined up for Part 8.
Yeah, that's coming up. That is.
But I love Part 8 too. So anyway.
That one has grown on me tremendously because I really had that one low, but it's fun. It's a good time.
Oh yeah.
I already talked about that. The nudity, like you said, fantastic. I mean, a lot of beautiful ladies, and all of them are naked at one point except for Pam. She doesn't get naked. She's busy.
Well, pretty much. I mean, there's that, where she's running through the woods in that rainstorm with just the white shirt on and nothing underneath, and the disappearing pink sweater.
Yeah.
Like in one take it's around her and the next take it's gone. I could see Danny going, "Get rid of that damn sweater. It's covering too much. More water. Turn the water on higher." Yeah.
It's really it's noticeable. It really is. If you're looking for it, I mean, the sweater's there, gone, there, gone, there, and then it's gone completely at the end. When she's crawling on the ground for like 25 minutes as Roy's taking his damn time walking over, which always gets me. And then that's when our boy Reggie, Reggie the Reckless comes out with the bulldozer thing that takes 20 minutes to get to him, to hit him.
Reggie the Reckless to the rescue,
He ain't afraid of spiders. He ain't afraid of rubber spiders.
Exactly. He ain't afraid of nothing. He just doesn't want his grandpa to kiss on him and stuff. That's
Yeah. He even know his grandpa was dead? Because I know Pam did.
No, I don't think he did. So that poor Reggie found out at the end, sorry, but he's gone.
So Jason
Gramps and Demon are gone. That's 2 members of your family wiped out.
That we're definitely getting to part 6 then, for sure.
That is why I am certain that Reggie the Reckless grows up to become Creighton Duke in Jason Goes to Hell.
Oh, fuck. Okay. That would make sense.
Adam Marcus, when I had him on my channel, said no, that's definitely not the case. But I think he's kidding. I don't believe him. So he would have a lot of motive to go back and do it. Obviously, he took out his brother and his grandfather. Yeah.
Well, Roy did, but
we could say that Jason Slug came into Roy.
The slug.
Mm-hmm.
It's continuity. It's in there. So
it's in there. Exactly. It's canon.
So that's why Roy was okay. That's what happened.
Yeah.
He ate that heart, or was it a chocolate bar?
Maybe it was in a chocolate bar. He picked up the rest of Joey's chocolate bar and
he finished it.
That's how it came into him.
There it is. That is Jason Goes to Hell.
That's right.
That's good. That's good. I like it. I guess so. We got a lot of kills. We got a lot of nudity, and a lot of Jason stuff going on. Did you have any problem with the fact that he wore coveralls, jumpsuit instead of typical Jason gear?
No, I mean that never bothered me. Even as a kid, that reveal of Roy never really bothered me. It was just a fun movie, I thought. So no, that never bothered me.
I mean, what else is he gonna? He'd have to wear what, like green, like jeans and a button-down shirt.
Yeah.
And he just doesn't have the build for it. Sorry, Roy.
And I mean, the coveralls are just, they give him a lot of, you know what I mean, room to move inside. They're comfortable. So,
Yeah. But, I mean, Roy does the damage. Well, I forget. I did a kill count on this movie a long time ago. I think it was was it like 20 kills? It was insane.
Yeah, I think it's up there. I mean, and I think this is credit to Danny Steinman. Even the characters that just sort of pop up and die, they get enough to sort of like make them memorable. Even the guy that shows up at Ethel's, like, I'm hungry. Can you spare a meal? And she's like, go clean the shit out of the chicken coop and blah, blah, blah. Like, even that guy, like, he gets a little something to like he's like, what a weird character to just throw in there. Like he's some kind of, Paul Newman leaning up against the door. Ma'am, I'm hungry. What can I do to earn a meal around here? And again, I mean, it's kind of a porno setup too, like,
yeah.
So, I don't know.
That is one ugly man.
Exactly. That is one ugly man that goes right there.
You ain't so good looking yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love that even the characters that are just thrown in there to add to the body count, to pad out the body count, they get something to make them just weird and memorable, and it's all just part of this weird, wacky thing that is A New Beginning.
That is crazy too, because all the other movies obviously have that set group of counselors and then a person here or there that's just like an oddball. This movie has the group of kids at the mental institution, plus the greasers, plus the people who work at the mental institution, the cops, the sheriff, the mayor, like Lana. It's elaborate.
Yeah, and they're all insane. They're all crazy. They're all crazy. Yeah.
Every single one.
Yeah.
Thanks, Davey. Said hit that like button. Really appreciate that, buddy. Thank you. Wayne says it would have been funny if he wore his work shirt and it said Roy on it.
That might have been a little too obvious, but you know.
With the Jason mask and a Roy paramedic shirt.
Exactly, yeah.
Roy, we can see you. It's not me.
We know it's you, Roy.
Ooh, damn enchiladas.
Mhm.
Somebody also said in the chat the violet kill. I think I do remember that. It starts lower into a specific area and then cuts it the whole way up. From what I can remember, that was edited,
Right?
Instead of the
Well,
cutaway.
the original they so how it was initially filmed was Jason or Roy stabs her in the groin.
Oh.
And you can actually find photos of her with like a bloody groin behind the scenes.
Ew.
And then I guess I guess they were like, that's a little too graphic, Danny. You need to. So yeah, they changed it to I guess just a gut shot, but we really don't see, anything. So, but yeah, originally it was he got her in the groin. So.
Oh man. Davey says, do the greasers get killed because they say everyone in the halfway house deserves to die?
That's
it's a good point.
That's a good point. I don't know. I guess, to presuppose that is to imagine that Roy was just out there wandering around and then he heard them say that and he was like, oh, I'll kill them too. Why not?
I'm better than Jason, man. Look how many people I killed.
Yeah. He's like, well, if you just kept your mouth shut, I would have let you guys do whatever you're going to do out here in the woods all alone. But now I'm going to shove a road flare down your throat.
Throat.
Cut your buddy's throat. Yeah.
Come on, Vinny. Red and rough.
Yeah. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tooey.
I'm going to kick your ass. Kick your ass.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, I know you said there's nothing bad about this movie, but I have to pull it up because it's part of the deal. The bad, and you did it wasn't really bad, I guess, but for me, obviously, the edited kills, I wish we could have got them in their full-on glory, and
yeah,
if this movie was made today, we would have got them in their glory for sure, but
for sure. I think if anything today, the nudity would have been like, oh, you got to cut out, it
would have been opposite.
Yeah, like cut out some of the nudity. The kill's fine. But isn't it funny how we've kind of flip-flopped from like it's like the old saying used to be like, you can have sex and you can have death, but you can't have sex and death together. That'll get you like an X rating. So, but of course, the MPAA always had a hard on for Friday the 13th. So, but yeah, today you could kill him. Good Lord, look at what Art the Clown does. Roy could have chainsawed him in two and MPA had been like, good to go. But I think they probably would have frowned on all the nudity, honestly, at this point.
Yeah, that is crazy how we just flip-flopped. They would rather see the blood and the guts and the gore and less boobies.
Yeah.
Give and take, I guess.
See, I think that's definitely a downer, is how they butchered the kills. For sure. That's a downer. That'd be the only bad. But you can't blame the movie for that. That's the MPAA's fault. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Billy Judd says we have that Jake the stuttering kid whose death was to be shown on screen. Come on, Jake. I want to make love to you. And she laughs at him.
Yeah, I know. Poor. Yeah. Again,
jerk.
Like that. Poor guy. And then, of course, bam, meat cleaver to the face. So that's Jake. He's the one that you can find photos of a more graphic, like behind the scenes stuff from him. You can find those photos online, but the footage, I guess, is just gone.
That's 3, 4. Okay, so in part 3, we had Shelly trying to get some booty, didn't get any. In part 4, we had Teddy trying to get some booty, didn't get any.
No. Oh, that's right. Teddy didn't get any. That's right. Oh,
he wanted. Man. He was watching the porn.
Yep, he was. Yep.
And then we have Jake trying to get some, didn't get it. Come on.
And then, of course, in 7 we had the sci-fi writer guy who was playing that video game. He didn't get any.
8, the camera guy.
The poor camera guy. Yeah.
Didn't get any.
You gotta have that. You gotta have that one character who,
never gets any.
I know. And then they kill him. So he never gets in. That's the ultimate tragedy. That's the ultimate tragedy here.
He was just trying to be a man, and
Yeah.
it didn't work.
Yeah.
Jason Lives don't have. No, they don't have anybody.
They don't have anybody, no.
Nope. That one lacks sex and nudity for the most part. So
Mm-hmm.
total opposite of the rest of these movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Zodiacs. Shelley and his Velcro wallet didn't get no booty. Shocker.
He was trying to bring the Velcro wallet back. It just wasn't time. Just wasn't time. No.
We don't accept no food stamps. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Lord.
Which she was paying for them because that's what she was pulling out, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Stereotyping. That was allowed in these movies, though. Stereotyping. But that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know if this is bad or not, but I think it would have been really cool if Vic ended up being the killer, because he was massive from what we saw of him, and the killings that he was doing were brutal, so it kind of would have made sense if it was Vic, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that would have went down, but
I mean, again, I think they kind of wanted you to think maybe it's Vic, maybe it's Tommy, maybe it's Jason back from the dead. Like you're not supposed to really.
yeah.
Like I think in a way they were, and I think that's kind of, part 5 is really kind of the closest to the original one that we've ever had in those terms of like it trying to be a murder mystery at least, and bringing in the whole like Pamela's killing for Jason, well, Roy's killing for Joey. So
it makes sense.
Yeah.
And Vic would have just been killing because he's allergic to chocolate, and
Vic would have been killing because he hates chocolate. that would have been how they like that's how they repelled him, like a cross to a vampire. Just hold up a chocolate bar in front of him, and he's like,
axe.
Yeah.
They're gonna like, come on, Joey, you're gonna fuck around with the guy with the axe who's very angry.
Yeah. I mean, there are really odd moments. I don't want to call them bad, but I mean, like the photo, like here's Roy's wallet. He has a photo of himself. Who carries a photo of themselves in their wallet? He's got a photo of Joey that was like taken yesterday. Like, how did he get that? He's got newspaper clippings of Jason in his wallet, and one of them is a photo of Jason like 2 feet away from the camera. Like, what the poor local newspaper guy who took that photo, he died. You know what I mean? So that to me is just funny as hell. Like that being thrown in there, like I don't see it as bad. It's definitely odd. But I just get such a kick out of that weird stuff like that.
That's a good point. It's not even like his work picture or anything. It's just a regular picture.
It's I mean, I guess, maybe that's smart. If you lose your wallet, somebody will open it up and go, oh, well, it must be Roy's because there's a picture of, or maybe, I don't know. Like, again, if I found your wallet and I opened it up and there was a picture of you in there, I'd go, who the hell's got a picture of Facci in there? This must be his wife. Like, it's him. Who the hell carries their, what's wrong with him?
He just looks at himself all day and is, hey, that's me.
What kind of narcissistic prick is this?
Yeah, that's why you have a phone. Look at yourself on it. Come on. Not back then. Yep, Davey, Roy is a terrible father. He makes the parents from A Nightmare on Elm Street look like absolute saints. Come on.
Well, I mean, Roy gave up Joey. He gave him up because, he was he didn't want him, and he had some issues. So Roy gave him up. So I mean, he's not a great father, but when he saw what they did to him,
Mama,
he cared. He cared at least in some way, or else he would have been like, I'm out of those child support payments if they ever find out. You know what I mean? So,
they zoomed in on his face.
Yeah,
afraid to get your hands dirty.
Yeah, that wasn't a look of like, yay. That was a look of we're gonna do some damage here.
He looked mad, and then that other ambulance driver obviously pissed him off when he said, "Afraid to get your hands dirty."
Yeah, come on, get your hands dirty, Roy.
That's my son.
Yeah, that's my boy.
It is. I didn't know you had any kids. Uh, how old was he supposed to be? Like Joey, teenager?
I would say, yeah. I think they were all kind of supposed to be teenagers, although I mean they were definitely not anywhere close to being teenagers, I
Okay.
think. So I think they were supposed to be teenagers, yeah.
Okay. So out of all the kills in this movie, which one would be your favorite kill?
Damn, there's I mean there
There's a lot.
yeah, and again, even though they were all butchered, there's some really good kills. I mean the shears to the eyes of Debbie Voorhees, that's great. The strap around that dude's head is great, I think. Demon getting, ran through in the outhouse is awesome. The road flare in the mouth. There's some really good kills in this movie. My favorite, geez, gosh. Oof. I don't know. If you ask me tomorrow, it might change, and then the day after, it might change again. But because we were talking about the strap around the guy's head and like the noises he's making while this is happening,
It's
like
crunchy.
there's just something about that just kind of, whenever I watch it, I'm just like, oh, that poor bastard,
It's getting
Yeah.
tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
And you're crunching his head up against the tree. Like we said, if that happened nowadays, they would just kept going until it literally sawed through his whole head.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Like a Terrifier kill. That's exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have to go with that one as well. Probably that entire scene, actually. Probably Debbie Sue getting shears in the eyeballs, and then, I mean, you get to see her, her assets for a little while, and then
you get as bare as the day she was born.
100%. That's what Nick said. That's what Nick said earlier. Yeah, she's a beautiful woman for sure. So this movie definitely gets an A in that category. What do you? I don't really know if she's a final girl. I guess. What do you think of Pam as a final girl, if you even consider her a final girl?
Oh, sure. I definitely consider her a final girl. I like her. I like her as a final girl because she was, I like how hard she fought back, and kind of like Trish. And I think Trish is a really underrated final girl because she was defending, Tommy. And, she's like, she's yelling to Tommy to run while, she's got the machete, and she's like, I'm going to give you something. Because she's like, he's going to kill me, but at least I'll
fight.
Maybe he can get away. But I like that Pam is there protecting Reggie too, and Reggie's not even related to her.
Nope.
So, but she's there protecting him. She gets the chainsaw out. You know what I mean? I think she's an underrated final girl, and I think people don't give her enough credit because it's not Jason. But I like her. I like her, and Melanie Kinnaman's such a if anybody's ever met her at a convention, she's so cool.
Yeah, for some reason, for me, I'm not the biggest fan of Trish, and I'm not the biggest fan of Pam either. I mean, they don't do anything wrong, really. It's just, I don't know. I don't have attachment to either one of them. I prefer Ginny and Chris from Part 3 over any other ones. But she definitely fights for sure. And like you said, Reggie's not even her kid, and she's doing whatever she can do to help him. And then obviously, the Tommy we do get in this movie, he doesn't say much.
Right.
Does a lot of karate. I mean,
grade
A karate. It's like black belt material.
It's funny too, because like he can kick ass. He's proven he can kick ass on two. He beats up Junior really good, and then he beats up the other guy. But then, like when it comes time and he's face to face with Jason, he's like, Jason, he just like he doesn't put a he's pretty much dead weight, to be honest. So until he stabs Jason in the thigh, which is such a like that. Ooh, that always makes me cringe. She gets him right in the thigh with that knife. Jeez, like in the inside of the thigh too.
Yeah, not the outside, the sensitive area.
Exactly. So
yeah, and then he has enough strength to climb up the ladder because he's a beast until he gets up there. I like that the top of the barn scene. That's good stuff. Part 3's barn stuff. A lot of people hate on that. I love the barn atmosphere, and
I do too.
Carried over into this one, and then we get more barn shit in the remake, obviously. it's just a big part of these movies, and I just think it gets shit on for some reason. It's just because it's not in the woods. It's still a good location, I think.
Oh, for sure.
And you get the top level and the bottom level. You get both. So when it comes to locations, this movie definitely has, like I said earlier, a lot to chew on for sure. A lot of scenery to chew on. Like it's a lot of characters to chew on compared to a lot of the other ones in these movies. It just this, like I said, I really appreciated this movie a lot more upon rewatch. And for me personally, is it high up in my ranking of the franchise? No, but I do enjoy this movie a little bit more after rewatching it. So,
you know, and I hear that a lot from people who, you know, they watched it one time years and years ago and they didn't like it because it was Jason. It wasn't Jason, or because it's too kind of weird and, you know, whatever. But then they watch it again and they're like, oh, well, this is actually like really fun. So I mean, I get it. It's not Jason. I get that. I mean, to a certain extent, but then like you're asked, that opens up a whole other, well, what is Jason? It's a guy in a hockey mask who kills people, right? Well, that's what you're getting here. If you want to, you know, that's what you're getting here, technically.
Really,
but,
yeah.
You know, as just a slasher movie, it nails pretty much all of the criteria I look for in a great one. Like I said, memorable characters I care about. We get lots of kills. They're still good kills despite being, you know, as we said, neutered by the MPAA. And it's the fun factor, I think, in this one is just off the charts.
Like I said, I definitely had a lot more fun watching it this time than past. I just think if you go into this watching in the franchise now for the first time and you get to this one and then you're like, what the hell is this? Like kind of the same thing when you watch like Halloween 3, obviously, and Michael's not in the movie and you're like,
right.
What?
I mean, that's the reason why. I mean, like, you know, when I first, I mean, people might find this really like hard to believe, but there was a time where you couldn't find a Halloween 3 fan. Like even when I started YouTube back in the day, there was still a lot of hatred for Halloween 3 just because there was no Michael in it. That's completely changed. I haven't heard anybody say anything even remotely negative about Halloween 3 in years. And I feel that's sort of what's happening with A New Beginning. And I think that's great.
Yeah. That is true. Like everybody's like, oh, Halloween 3 is the best. I love Halloween 3. It's awesome. I don't care that Michael's not in it. But before, obviously, I hated that one. Where's Michael? He's not in this one. Let's get to the next one. It's okay to take a little break once in a while from.
Yeah. I mean, I think, you know, they probably shouldn't have called it Halloween 3,
no.
But, you know, still, but that's the double-edged sword though. If it was just called Season of the Witch, we probably wouldn't be talking about it today.
No.
But because it's this, you know, it was this black sheep for so long, you know, now, you know, everybody loves it now.
And I don't know if it had anything to do with it, but there was another movie called Season of the Witch. So I don't know if that was the reason they chose to put Halloween 3 in front of it instead or not, but maybe.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to the judgment of this movie. I put the polls out on Instagram and YouTube like I always do. Instagram gave it a 3.81 out of 5. In YouTube, 3.91 out of 5. So pretty decent scores for this movie. I know you love this movie a lot, so I don't even know if it's even me justified even asking. But what would you give this movie out of 5 stars if you had to give it a grade?
Like a 12.
Okay.
Like a 12. But I think that's, and I think if you ran this poll 5 years ago, those numbers would be lower. And if you ran it 10 years ago, they'd been much, much lower. Damn. So I think, you know, a 3.8 and a 3.9 out of 5. Yep. Yeah, I won't. That's respectable. Can't hate it. Yeah.
Surprisingly, all of these polls that I put out are all getting decent scores. Like I didn't think that many people liked the first one, and that got high scores. I just don't know if people are just being nice because it's Friday the 13th or what. But
no, I think that. I mean, I think that one too. You know, I think most people's Friday the 13th journeys start somewhere in the middle with a Jason movie. So like when you go back to the original, like I can remember watching the original for the first time. It was not the first one I saw, and being like, well, who's this lady? Like, what is she? Oh, Jason's mother. But I think Friday the 13th is just a great slasher. Period. So, it may not be my favorite of the series, but it's way up there. It's in the top 2 or 3 easily.
I had this a lot lower, but upon rewatches, I've raised up to at least a 3 out of 5. I think that's fair. It used to be like a 2, but it might be a little too harsh. But it's definitely a lot funner than I remember. The characters are crazy, so you're definitely going to get different personalities that you can obviously, jive with if you're not jiving with somebody. Tommy is what he is. Obviously, a lot of people prefer Tom Matthews' version, which I get it.
It's far more of a leading man role in that one. Again, in this one, they wanted you to think, well, maybe he's doing the killing, so let's keep him quiet. Let's have him come and go. You know what I mean? He's red herring kind of thing. So, yeah.
So
I still appreciate that performance. I think he does a lot with the little.
Yeah, because like you said, he doesn't talk very much, which obviously I get it. He's been through trauma, so he's obviously messed up in the head, and obviously turns around because in Jason Lives, he got plans. They're terrible, but he has some plans at least.
He's come a long way. So yeah.
Yep, he's getting the ladies. He's coming off as a bad boy in prison in 6, so he's doing a good job.
He's got that kick-ass denim jacket with the furry collar.
He don't play games.
He don't play, man.
Let me close the poll. I put the poll in the chat. I wanted to know what you guys thought about Friday the 13th Part 5, A New Beginning. And we got 4 got 38% of the votes. 3 got 29% of the votes. 5 got 23% of the votes. 2 and under got 8% of the votes. So kind of averaging about that 3.5, 4 as well from you guys. So I guess people really do like this movie, and maybe I've always just been too harsh on it, I guess.
You just don't like beautiful naked women, I guess.
If Junior would have been naked, it would have had a 4 out of 5 for me, but he didn't, so it is,
We can always dream.
Yeah. It fucking calls him a dildo. That slop looks pretty gross, by the way.
That's Ethel's slop is just, that stew to me just looks like heaven.
Water?
Little bowls of watery heaven.
Water with some cut up tomatoes, some onions,
carrots. Look, I mean, it's a lot of. I'm sure there's a lot of good vitamins and nutrients in that with the carrots and the tomatoes and all that stuff.
And she got chickens too, so you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Could be chicken in there.
Protein, good source of protein.
Especially because that guy cleaned them.
A good, well-rounded meal, really.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, he never got around to cleaning the chicken coop, did he? Because he was watching them have sex. So
yeah,
way to go. That is one ugly man, Mama.
That is one ugly man.
Junior. He hit me, Ma. He hit me. Mm-hmm. You shut the fuck up. Junior.
Junior. I know. Well, let's not forget the scene where she's like, I got a bomb on me. Don't you come near me. I got a bomb on me.
That's whenever she catches them two doing something in there.
Yeah, field. She catches them on her property getting nasty, and she didn't appreciate that none.
She did not.
Oh, she did not.
Crazy, man. Like you said, wacky characters, lots of kills. I mean, come on. Fight the Good Fight's gonna watch it tonight. Good. Give it a rewatch. Let me know what you think after you rewatch it. He said he didn't like it as a kid, but he loves it now. I think that's the trend for the most part.
Yeah.
It was just different. I mean, obviously I saw this when I was like 9 or 10 years old, and I was like, it's fine. It's not Jason. The typical, reaction to this movie. Who the hell's Roy? Nobody cares. But it's basically Jason, just somebody's dad.
Once that shock wears off of, it's not Jason, and it's this dude. Once that wears off, I think you can really get into A New Beginning.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, I mean, it didn't make loads of money, but 21.9 on a $2 million budget. Obviously, they're going to keep these things cranking out.
Mhm, mhm.
And obviously I wasn't alive back when this came out, but it would have been curious to see what I would have thought once Jason Lives was announced and that one was coming out and what it turned out to be, because
Yeah.
they realized that obviously Roy's dead. They can't bring him back. People didn't like it, so
Yeah, and the whole passing of the torch to Tommy, they're like, "Yeah, let's not go in that direction." So they definitely wanted they wanted you to make sure Jason was back. Jason lives. They wanted to,
oh,
make it very, very clear Jason is back.
he's in this one. It says so in the title underneath. He lives, so we'll
Yeah.
check this one out, honey.
Yeah.
So that's, and then okay, so Friday the 13th tried to make Tommy, wink, wink, the killer like twice in a row by giving weird looks at the cameras and that weird dream sequence. Halloween 4 tried to do the same damn thing with Jamie, and that didn't work either. So
Mhm.
that must have just been a hot topic in the 80s, I guess. Just we'll pretend they're going to be the killer, but they're really not going to be.
I mean, I guess maybe it was some forward thinking of like, well, if we're going to keep this series alive, maybe we should, pass the torch. And then, people are like, nope, we like our,
Same thing.
yeah, exactly. So yeah,
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I mean,
don't
a
know.
lot of people say these movies should stop. Halloween, Friday, stop making them. Nobody cares. I personally enjoy. I'm glad they keep coming out, and I get to keep seeing a new one. In my opinion,
I mean, look, there's room for old and new. I don't see. I mean, there's room for both. Give us both. I don't, as long as you can. I want to see the next Halloween, the next Friday the 13th. But I
Mhm.
also want to see new, fresh stuff. I want to see.
Yeah.
I want to see the next Terrifier. I want to see Sinners. I want to see Bring Her Back. I want to see Hard Eyes. I want to see you know what I mean? Yeah, there's room for both.
Yeah, Hard Eyes. I loved Hard Eyes, and nobody does, but
Oh,
I do.
I liked it a lot. I had a great time with it.
I don't know. So far this year, though, like my wife said the same thing. Like we go to see a movie, and I just want to leave the theater and be like, yeah, like excited, and that was the one. That was awesome, and it just hasn't happened yet. Hard Eyes is about the closest for me personally, but I didn't see Sinners yet, so that might be it. I don't know,
Sinners is really good.
but I just haven't had that one movie yet that's just been like, damn, that was amazing, and
Yeah.
I absolutely love it.
Sinners was that movie for me. There's some, with some caveats. I don't know if you saw my review, but it's my favorite movie of the year. They just kind of, there's some issues with the vampire lore in it. It's a
Uh,
little, little wishy-washy, but still great movie.
I haven't heard really anybody say anything bad about it, so that kind of makes me nervous because I'm usually on the opposite side of the tracks when it comes to that kind of thing. So Sinners is on my watch list. Other than that, I've been doing my best to keep up with the new stuff better than usual. Bring Her Back, I did see that one. It was fine for me personally.
I've not had a chance to see it yet. I want to see it, but
It was
haven't had a
fine. I honestly, this might be a hot take. I just watched The Woman in the Yard and I didn't hate it. I mean, I seen everybody hating it. I thought it was fine, but
I've not seen that one either.
I don't know. I said I liked it, and people said you know what you're talking about, but no, it was fine. It was fine. I'm a sucker for Blumhouse, as shitty as they are. I don't know. I just usually don't depend. Well, besides Night Swim, because that was terrible.
Oh yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah,
That was
really
terrible.
bad. That's really bad.
I just saw a trailer for Megan 2. I didn't like Megan 1, so I'm not that excited for the second one.
I didn't like Megan either.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The second one it's not even a horror movie anymore. Not that the first one was, I don't think, total either, but
Yeah.
now we're going Terminator style. So
Terminator style with Megan, I know. I don't that might actually kind of work and be fun, but I thought that the first one was going to be fun, and I was like,
no.
So
No, we got a lot of other good movies coming out, hopefully. So maybe I'll be able to hit on one of these. I know we got 28 Years Later coming out soon.
Mhm.
Um,
There's a lot of buzz for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. I've still not seen the trailer, but like even like people who I wouldn't think would be excited for an I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot or what sequel are like this. It has potential. It looks good. So I'm like, oh, okay. But
we'll see.
it's on the schedule. Jeremy's put it on the schedule, so we will go see it.
Yes, that's one I'll definitely be going to see for sure. I obviously grew up with the first two. We're not going to talk about the third one because I don't think anybody wants to talk about the third one.
I've never even seen the third one, so I can't
It's
talk about it.
Yep, you don't want to. It takes place in Colorado and it's a ghost fisherman, so that's all you need to know.
Ah, okay. Okay.
That's all you need to know. I bought it back when it came out and regretted it, but I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not good. Hey, what's up, Chase? What's up, man? How are you? Yeah, so that was the good, the bad, and the judgment for Friday the 13th, part 5. A new beginning. I've grown. Whoa, Zodiac. No interest in Black Phone 2? You serious? That trailer looked amazing.
I was not a fan of the first movie.
I love it so much. That was my favorite movie of that year.
I've not seen the trailer for Black Phone 2, but I don't. It's like it's a sequel, but Ethan Hawke is back. So is he like supernatural now? Is he Freddy Krueger now? Like, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't care.
You nailed it on the head, basically.
Oh, okay, cool. So he's Freddy
Basically,
Krueger now.
because
Awesome.
because Blumhouse wanted the rights to Nightmare on Elm Street and they couldn't have them, so they made their own. But it looks. I like the first one. That was a lot, but I think this one looks even better than the first one. More blood, more gore is what it looks like it's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see. I'll be there. Will Saw 11 and Chucky TV show get uncanceled?
Saw 11 will. The Chucky show won't.
Yeah, that's done. Season 3 wasn't great, so
they'll do that. That new Saw 11 will happen eventually for sure.
There's too much money to be made for them just to leave it sit over there. Something will come out about it, I'm sure. Before we get out of here, what you excited for Crystal Lake, the TV show, or how do you think that's going to go?
I mean, at this point with anything Friday the 13th, I'm like, I'll believe it when I see it. So like I know that like they're building sets for it, and I know that they've got like scripts done for it, and they've got they've got the new Mrs. Voorhees, they've got other cast. Like it seems like it's moving forward. So I mean, I guess that's a good sign. But anything Friday the 13th, I'm just like, I'll believe it when I see it at this point. So I have doubts about a long running or like. So like I was talking about it on a live stream recently, and I was like, so if the first season is like all about Pamela and young Jason, they're going to spend what, 8 1-hour episodes at least, right?
Yeah,
that's 8 hours. They're going to spend 8 hours to tell us the story that was told around the campfire in Friday the 13th part 2 in 2 minutes. So I just don't know. Is there enough? And like, does anybody want? We're not going to get adult Jason in the first season, right?
You don't think?
I don't think so. I think season 1 is going to end with Mrs. Voorhees' head rolling on the beach, and you've got Jason in the background, young Jason in the background. So I don't know. I don't know. There's like I want it to be good because Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise. I love it so much. It's just a part of me. But like, I don't know. Even if it were like 4-hour-long episodes, I'd be like, damn, do they have enough? Like
4 hours,
are we going to do like the crazy Ralph backstory, and like are we going to have like like how are you going to fill that time, and how are you going to make it compelling? And like everybody's going to be like, well, where's Jason? Oh, we've got young Jason. It's all about Pamela and how she got to the camp, and I'm sure Jason's dad's going to factor in there somewhere as well, and we'll see Jason get bullied. We'll see Jason drown. Mrs. Voorhees will do her thing. She'll start killing people, and then she's dead at the end. But we know that story. We've seen that. They told that story in Friday the 13th Part 2 in 2 minutes. Now we're going to have 8 hours of that story. So I'm just like, I don't know. I really hope it's good. I really do. But like, I don't know. I have my doubts.
I like how obviously, like you said, they're going to go through the birth. They're going to go through all of that stuff probably to make this 8 episodes long, unless they somehow figure out a way, I don't know, to intertwine the past and Jason being grown up at the same time and kind of, but then people might get lost, and I don't know.
Yeah. But see, I think if they were doing that, they would have cast an adult Jason now. And that would have been all over social media. So I don't know. I really wish him the best. I hope it's good, but I just have to, like, anything Friday the 13th. Like, Friday the 13th is just so snake bit. Like, we can't have anything nice anymore with Friday the 13th. So
no, what is it? 16 years since the last movie. That's like insane, because I remember going to see it in the theater, and I thought it was going to have a sequel, and Jason's back, and then they're like, nah, that's it.
Yeah, that was it. Sorry, folks. So
you get one.
Yeah. I mean, we had the video game, which was great, but then of course, the lawsuit and
who knows? Billy Johnson.
I'm glad that we're at least getting some movement when it comes to Friday the 13th, but I just don't know if it's movement in the direction that it needs to go.
People just want Jason on the screen at a camp killing kids, and they just can't do it.
I know. Yeah.
They just can't do it. Yeah. Billy says Amy Steele should return in the Crystal Lake TV show. I don't think she acts anymore. So I highly doubt she'll be back.
I'm pretty sure Adrienne King is going to have a role. I was kind of hoping Adrienne King would be Mrs. Voorhees, but I think she's got a role in it. But I think that would be a smart move, is to bring, have Amy Steele in there, have
John Shepard,
John Shepard in there,
kicking and shit.
have have Miguel Nunez walk out of an outhouse in the background. You know what I mean? So, just little Easter eggs.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
That wouldn't be good enough. People would hate that. There's so many Easter eggs and winks and nods. Just tell a story.
Yeah, I know.
We know. Give it to Blum. He'll make something happen. Just do it. People won't like it, but he'll do it.
He'll make it happen. That's for sure. He makes it happen.
Hey,
I'm sure he's after it in some form or fashion, but I think there's some kind of stipulation where Sean Cunningham has to wait a certain number of years before he can even make a movie. So I think we're just waiting out that time at this point.
Well, hopefully sooner than later, because Halloween ain't doing nothing with that right now, and Nightmare on Elm Street ain't never doing nothing. So
they're supposedly doing a series for Halloween too.
I love Michael and Halloween, but I'll watch it, but I don't know how excited I'm going to be for it to happen.
I've not heard any news about that one in a long time, though. So I guess it's still happening. I don't know.
I mean, everything has a TV show, I guess. Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Chucky, they all got shows.
Yeah.
Just a matter of time. Yeah, we'll see. But I think that's going to do it for this episode in this Read to Review series. Next week, we have... Where's it at? We have Vincent DeSanti will be coming on, and we'll be talking about Jason Lives, a fan favorite. I'm kind of lukewarm on it, in my opinion, but maybe a rewatch will help that one out as well. And then that will be followed up. I don't have the guests on here yet, though. The New Blood. I don't like that one either that much, so hopefully my guest on that one will like it more than me, so they can talk about it. I don't like that one.
Talk about another one that got butchered by the MPAA.
Ugh. Yeah. You think that one's worse?
I mean, that one got, well, I wouldn't say it's worse, but it definitely, every kill in it got pretty truncated. So we still got that great sleeping bag kill though. So
the unedited one of that one, he hits that lady like 3 times.
Yeah, he a number of times. Yeah. I bet the one hit is enough. Just the one hit is enough. Anything more than that's kind of silly, I think.
Davey says blasphemy regarding Jason Lives. I know it's a fan favorite. I don't know. I just think it's too silly. It's fine. My favorites are the first 4, and it kind of goes downhill for me a little bit. But I do love this franchise. Probably my second favorite, I would say, after Halloween. But when I'm going to rewatch movies, unfortunately, I don't rewatch Halloween that much because they're a little more serious. And Friday's all about having fun and having a good time. So definitely pop those in a little more for myself anyway. Davey, bring me on. You want to come on for the New Blood? Oh, you don't. Maybe I will bring you on then, because I got my one guest might come on, likes it, and the other one and you don't, so that'd be good. But I can't thank Piz enough for coming and hanging.
That's 2 against 1. That's not fair.
There might be another one coming on that likes it, so it'll be 2 versus 2.
Oh, okay. Well, as long as it's fair. That's fair. I mean, a New Blood is definitely. I love it. It was the first one I ever saw, but it's it's not perfect.
No. Jason looks great. I mean, nothing against the look of Jason. He looks fantastic. It's just I find that one kind of boring. And it might be because of what you said. The MPAA destroyed the kills and took the fun out of what could have been there. So maybe that's why that I kind of. And the characters are a little.
Yeah. Most of the characters are pretty. Thin. So yeah,
they're not good. But we'll talk about that one in 2 weeks. Next week's Jason Lives. I got to rewatch that one again, see if my mind has changed. Piz, can't thank you enough for coming on and hanging out and talking Friday with me. Really do appreciate it, brother.
Right on, man.
Everybody in the chat, appreciate you guys very much. Thank you for coming and hanging out. If you're watching after the fact, please click like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and drop down below what you like or dislike about Friday the 13th Part 5. And if you have not subscribed to PIZOWELL down below, link is in the description box. I'll be back next week. Next week's Wednesday. I have to switch it up. It's Wednesday. But thanks everybody for watching. I don't have a cool end thing because I'm still used to this stupid thing. Thanks, Piz. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.